What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we've got another viewer's car. This is Saibco's Saab 9.3 Monte Carlo. It is a limited edition run of the 9.3 from 1999, and it is awesome in Monte Carlo yellow. Very, very cool car. So today I'm going to show you around it, going to show you a couple of cool things on the car that make this special, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. If you want to see more videos like this of cool old cars, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoy the video. Really helps us out. And if you have a cool car you want to submit for this series of viewer cars, you can send an email to the address that's on screen right now. So let's take a look at this 9.3 from 1999. As I said, this is Monte Carlo yellow, and this is why it's called the 9.3 Monte Carlo, of course. It was built in the Finland Saab plant, where this plant was really reserved for the more sporty models. After this came the Viggen, which was even more sporty, but this was sort of a sports luxury special edition. They only made 195 of these. 50 of which went to Australia, strangely enough. They really liked yellow Saabs apparently. And the others, probably most of them, ended up in Sweden. That's where this car is from. So it's a sports luxury edition. That's basically how it's positioned. It's not really as sporty as an Aero. As you can see, it doesn't have that super sporty front bumper. It does have a bit of sporty in there with those fog lights, a little extension right there, as you can see, but it's nothing crazy. We do have the awesome 3-spoke wheels, really nice, such a nice wheel, 16-inch, super small, but it just fits the car really well. And I just love that front. It's so typical Saab. And I actually really have a soft spot for Saabs because I grew up around Saabs. My parents always had them. We had 900 turbos, 9.5 Aeros, 9.3s. I really liked them. My dad even bought a second Saab 96 back in the 80s, and he cut off the roof to see if it would make a nice convertible. And when my mom came home from grocery shopping, the roof was gone, and he was like, well, we've got a convertible now. He couldn't get it registered though, of course, because the body, the structural integrity went to hell. But I always found that really funny, and Saab really has a special place in my heart. So really nice to drive this car today. We don't do that many Saabs, so if you are watching and you have a cool Saab, send us an email. So at the rear we've got this little spoiler, which is really cool, and an integrated wiper in the spoiler. I've never seen that actually. That's really cool. That's awesome. You can actually see the spoiler if you look in the rear view mirror, which is cool. Nice little exhaust, and of course the plastic strip in the rear bumper, which is also kind of quintessential Saab. So we'll check out the engine. Which is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with direct injection, as you can see. This is the high output turbo 2-liter by Saab, producing 200 horsepower and 283 newton meters stock. But this has had a remap done, so this now delivers 230 horsepower and around 340 newton meters. Now, it was tuned by the previous owner, so an older gentleman bought it when it was imported to the Netherlands, and he tuned the car. He also changed something in the steering rack, or I guess to counter a little bit of the torque steer. But Saibco told us that he was thinking about going stage 2 with a different intercooler and stuff like that. But right now it's got 230 instead of 200 horsepower, and it's quite a nice amount of power. But it's like old school turbo power, so you do have a little bit of a turbo lag, but it's fine. It's really fun. So in here we've got the key down here, of course. Now this is one of Saab's safety features. They placed this down on the center console, so your knee wouldn't hit it when you had an accident. Your knee wouldn't hit the key, so they put it right there. And another fun fact is that you have to press the clutch to turn it. I just found out. Oh, that's not true. I just made that up. Yeah, okay. So you turn it, but if you want to leave your car and turn it off, you can take the key out. So you have to put the car in reverse and then you can take the key out. So that's sort of a safeguard that your car doesn't roll off. You have to put it in reverse. Pretty cool. The seats are for the Monte Carlo as well, with that leather, very comfy seats with, of course, the anti-whiplash headrests, which was a big deal back in the 90s. As I said, it's like a sports luxury version. So we have power operated seats, all this leather, we've got the wood on there as well, but we also have the sports tuned suspension and a couple of sporty bumpers and the spoiler. So they really try to combine those two. Oh, I'm already looking for the key over there, but it's here. Other than that, we've got heated seats as well, air conditioning, a CD changer. That was all part of the luxury bit of the car. Some really nice rear seats as well. You can see that ball string here. It's quite sporty. And we've got an old school phone in here as well. So Saipco actually uses this still to call his mom and stuff. Hello. It's not working. But I really like this. Oh, that's very handy. I really like this. The fact that it's still in there, really awesome. Okay, so let's start it up and check out the steering wheel, which is really nice, quite large actually. And we've got these beautiful gauges. This is really a throwback for me. So we've got that beautiful, it's very clear, you know, clear cut. But the scale of the speedo is super strange, as you can see. So it goes from 0 to 140, like in these really big steps, and then it changes down. And so from 0 to 140, it seems like the car is going really quickly. And then next to that, we've got the turbo gauge right there, which is the classic turbo gauge. Absolutely awesome. Okay, let's take it for a drive. Now, we have a 5-speed manual gearbox, as you can see down here. The Monte Carlo was also available with an automatic and also as a 5-door. So this is a 3-door, the coupe, also available with 2 extra doors. Apparently most of the 3-door coupes were manuals and most of the sedans were automatic gearboxes. Now, if you had the automatic, your power was limited, so it had a little less power and torque than the manuals. It's a 4-speed automatic. But still, I mean, this car is from 1999 and I have to say it's done 177,000 kilometers. It still looks really good. On the outside as well, of course you have some stone chips and stuff, but the car looks really nice and it still feels quite powerful. I mean, when you get that turbo going, it's actually pretty quick. So just over 3,000 RPM, foot down, and you can feel that from like just below 4,000, I think you've got full power, or at least the turbo starts working properly. Maybe around 3.5 already, but it's really nice. You have to like think about it, and if you are a gear too high, then you're not going to get a lot of power. Like now, foot is down, second gear, nothing happens. There we go. It's also very quiet. It's a very quiet car. It does its work in the background. Classic Saab. Very quick, but no one needs to know. That's basically how I would describe it. So, stock 0 to 100 is 7.3 seconds, but it's actually pretty difficult to achieve that. Also because this car is on all-season tires, which of course is not great for the performance, but it's also not really what it's about. Of course, Saabs are about the acceleration at like passing speed. So from 80 kilometers an hour up, that's basically what they excel at. And that's still how it feels. It feels like a very powerful car, but only at the right speeds and at the right revs. So at the Autobahn, let's find out what... Ooh, it's very eager. If you have it like in the right, there we go. If you have it in the right spot, it's actually pretty eager to accelerate. And it feels nice and relaxed, you know? It's not screaming, it's not exuberantly fast, but it will still go. So of course we measured the 100 to 200 time as well. We did a couple of runs and it performs really well. So we actually measured a 20.42 run for this car, which on our 100 to 200 scoreboard is not too bad. It's actually quicker than Martijn's old Mini Clubman Cooper S with 230 horsepower, and it's also quicker than the Alpha 166 we had recently, which I would say is, you know, around the same time, would appeal to sort of the same people looking for, you know, the oddball choice, but still very nice to drive. That car did 21.6. So this is actually pretty quick compared to those cars. I'm not unimpressed by that because it's quite an old car, and you know, 230 horsepower doesn't sound like that much, but it's actually pretty impressive. And the drivability is just really nice, especially when you get it going, like I said, when you get that turbo going, which makes it a really comfortable cruiser. Ooh, brakes are not great though. They are also from 1999. That's always like a weak point for these older cars. The brakes, it's like they didn't really care about brakes back then. It's like, yeah, they'll stop the car once, but then that's it. I just love that yellow. Every time you look in the mirror, you see that yellow flank. Beautiful. Yeah, it's really quiet. So suspension, handling is all really nice actually, because it's still quite comfortable, I would say. Steering is quite indirect, but the car actually goes where you want it to go. It feels pretty sturdy. And when you combine that, I just love that turbo gauge, that needle going every time you hit the throttle. It's so cool. But it actually feels very nice, the setup of the suspension. And the drivetrain just feels beefy. The gearbox feels pretty good. Awesome car. I really like it. Thank you Saipco for taking it to us. As I said, if you've got a cool Saab you want to share with us, send us an email. Really like to do some more of these tuned Saabs. And that's it for this review. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video or go check out this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.